Hello, friends. Hope all of you guys are doing pretty good. Um, Today, I'm going to show you how to create an Amazon listing in 2020 in August. So, this is my seller page. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a product. So, before you do that, if you are new to Amazon and if you want to start selling on Amazon, you can get in touch with me and I will make a video with the requirements and what you need to be a seller on Amazon. But if you are already a seller and you haven't created your first listing and you want to know how to create it, I'll show you step by step how you can do it. So what you need to do is add a product. Now you can find your product in Amazon's catalog, but let's say if I want to sell a stroller or a kid's stroller, so if you are selling one of the one that's listed already as a brand like Boogaboo or Winter Baby or Dream Baby or Ellen Sports, you can possibly choose one of these ones. Otherwise, I like to do it this way where you can see create a new listing. So you are creating a new listing. Now you can browse based on the category that you want to select. In this case, this is going to be a baby's gear. So select baby. These are not toys. Down the track, we might realize there might be an additional requirement for baby gear because there is quite strict guidelines in relation to the safety of the child. So we need to find out what the um, right category would be for this one. Um, Travel gear. So I think it would probably be in the travel gear. It's definitely not the car seat, but if you want to sell a car seat, you can obviously select that car seat. Yeah, so there it is, frames, strollers, and accessories. So hit that one. So let's say we're gonna sell frames and accessories, but in this case we are going to sell a frame. Select frames. Now on the product name, you need to find out what the product name would be for um, your stroller, but let's say we're going to say best pram in the world 2020. That's just an example, but I would recommend you go through the top listings. The first 10 would probably do. So if you want to see who is the top seller in that category, you can always look at their title and you can bring the product name sort of similar to that one. Product ID. Um, so I would recommend you using UPC numbers. You can buy UPC numbers from eBay. Otherwise, if you need some, you can always get in touch with me, and I'm happy to help you out with that. So I already have some UPC number, so I'm not going to punch it at this stage. But brand, let's say the brand is Baby Bug. I'll put the baby bug over there. You don't necessarily need to put the manufacturer over there. You can always look at additional information over here if you want to, but I don't think that's necessary. Manufacturer is mainly, let's say, if you're selling cell phones from Apple or Samsung, in that scenario you need to put the manufacturer, but because that's your brand, and if you want to put the manufacturer, you can always put, if it's a branded product. Then from there on, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here and go advanced view. With the advanced view we can always get to see more options, and by saying more options I mean the options on top or here. So you have your variations and offers and all that stuff over there that I will cover shortly. um UPC, I will come back to that one, but I think it is necessary to put the manufacturer, so I'll put baby bug over here. As you can see, there is a star mark, so that means it's compulsory. Over here, I'll try to write down a random number for now, usually 16 digits. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So I can get rid of paste open. I think could be wrong, but let's see how it goes. This is for demonstration purpose anyway. Um, So if you want to write down the color, if it's going to be only one color, you can possibly write down the color over here. But otherwise, if you want to sell in different colors, so let's say this is going to be a gray color, we'll put gray over there. Size, we don't want to. Size is mainly for the people who are selling t-shirts and stuff. So if you want to sell a different size t-shirt, different color variation, that's where it applies. But if it's a standard size, I won't worry too much about it. And at country of origin, if you want to mention it, some customers are really conscious where they're buying from. So if you know where the product is made, you can always mention it, but other than that you can always leave it empty. So in this case, let's say the product is made in Malaysia or something. I'll put Malaysia over there, Malaysia, whatever you want to call it. So the next one is variations. You can select variations over here. Color, like I said earlier on, if you have multiple colors, multiple sizes, t-shirts, and it could be size and color as well. So it's up to you what you want to select. You will know what you're selling. So for example, if you're selling a branded t-shirt, then if you have white, black, yellow, red, and all sorts of colors in small, medium, XL, and extra large sort of sizes, then you can select this option. But if you're selling a frame, you may need to verify at least one variation child because the value selected. Okay, so we can say black and then red. Um, in- we can add those variations. Now, when multiple cells, so what's going to happen is you will see that regardless of what you're writing over here, and if a product is sort of similar to someone else's product, what they are going to do is Amazon automatically will combine most of the description and they'll try to put someone else's description on your product. It's a little bit confusing to explain at this stage, but once you become a seller, you will know that it's not a big deal. I mean, if a customer is going to buy your product, they are likely to buy your product anyway. The only thing it will do is sometimes, they could be the best seller and they might put their description, and in that description they might not explain the product to the best of their ability. In your case, I'll probably want you guys to put your description to the best of your knowledge, right? So, and as much as then we'll go to offers. So over here, you can always skip and do it later on, but in this case, I want to put maximum order quantity. I would always recommend put at least under 10. So let's say if you have an inventory of 10, and if someone else go ahead and bought all 10 of your products, then you will be out of stock. So if you put a cap, it's always ideal. So let's just put 4 or 5. So what over here, manufacturer suggested retail price. So in this case, let's say the recommended retail price is um, at $250 as an example. Handling time depends. If you are going to if you will be doing it yourself, then you need to make sure that you give a reasonable time to the customer over here in terms of handling time. But if over here, Amazon will ship and provide customer service. So if you're going to send your product to Amazon warehouse and they are going to ship it, you can always ask them. It does take like a day, I guess. So in this case, I'll put one day. This is restock day. You don't necessarily need to write that one now. If you already have the stock, you can always update your inventory later on anyway. But in so over here, if you have if you don't want to deal with shipping individual products, I would recommend you use Amazon warehousing, even though they are likely to charge you a little bit more for that, but that gives you surety that your product will be sent to customer straight away. And I could be wrong, but yeah, I would prefer, if I have the product, I'll send it to Amazon warehouse. And over here, in this case, I'll ship it myself, and let's say it will take 2 or 3 days for me to ship it to the customer. So over here, what they do is, if you choose to go ahead with Amazon, they will provide you the address for their warehouse, and you can send your product in bulk to the warehouse, and they will sort it out. They are likely to charge you for storing in their warehouse, but the charges are minimal anyway. Otherwise, if it's easier, if it's convenient for you to ship out individual products, you can do that. So over here, we are into compliance. Like I said, compliance is really important uh, for kids' gears. We don't want to hurt anyone else's child, or ours as well in this case. So we want to make sure our product is compliant to any of the country's laws that we are intending to sell the product in. Over here it says, is this product a battery, or does it utilize batteries? So we will select no. If you are selling toys with the batteries, you can always put yeah, batteries included with this or no. but because we have already selected this product does not require battery, so we won't stress out too much about that. We'll just keep going. We'll keep going. Applicable dangerous goods regulation. So it's not dangerous goods anyway, so we'll select not applicable. You can always upload your safety data sheet. You can put a link URL link over here, but if it's not um, hazardous or if it's not going to hurt someone, you don't necessarily need to put anything like that. But item weight you need to select. You can select if you want to sell in US market. I would recommend you select that one, and otherwise you can just select kilograms. So let's say our stroller is 5 kg. We'll put 5 kg over there. Now I'll go up and see the compliance. As you can see over here, has gone to black instead of getting an error like this one. We'll come back to that one. We'll fix it. Images. Um, so they recommend you good quality image, and the images that are. Let's see if I can select multiple. Can only select one at a time, but it's going to be our main image, and so on. You can just add rest of the images later on. Now the product description is really important. So product description is going to be written underneath your product. It's not on the side, but it's written underneath, so below your product. And description can be it's the best. Um, they're made to the highest standards of safety for you. Little one. And, you can add bullet points over here. I'd recommend you adding bullet points over here, and also I'd recommend you go and say how to write in the HTML codes. So just Google something like that, online HTML editor. I'd recommend you using that one. So this is a demo, but you can always use it. In this case, you can obviously get rid of all of that and just use bullet points. Best stroller in the world, toughest of all. Sorry, mind my spellings here. Um, and whatever you want to write. Same way. So on this side, you can see this is what we have. I'm going to copy this side and go on to our Amazon listing. I'll just get rid of that one and put that one. Now, even though you can see it looks funny, but because this is coded, that's why it's looking like this. But once you have your final description, this is going to look really, really cool. Well, your keywords are really important. Keywords or search terms. So you can just say just basic stuff, strollers, parents, jogging, anything that's relevant to a product. Um, they're called trams, um, baby, um, anything, baby, what call it, baby stroller, anything that you can see what the search term, what the customer is likely to search your product based on. Sometimes you just search product based on random stuff. You don't necessarily write down exactly you're looking for stroller. If your English is second language, then you might look for something different. You might use different words than a stroller. Could use a parent jogger or something, or how to go jogging with a child or something like that. Intended use, um, select what you're going to be using this product for or what the customer is likely to use it for. So in this case, this is going to be mainly outdoor. Um, I would just put outdoor here. Target audience. In this case, it's going to be parents or adults. In this case, you put adults. Other attributes, you can see what other attributes mean, additional attributes of the product. If you have anything, you can just select from here, wireless feature or anything like that. I'll put travel or portable over here. This is mainly when it's relevant, so I'll just put out. Well, it, it won't select me outdoor, but because it looks like outdoor is belongs to our intended use. But when are the parents likely to take their children out? They're likely to take almost any time. So I'll just, for this purpose, I'll put summers. But I guess you can always go comma winters if you want to have more stuff over here. If you have more details, shipping weight. In this case, for example, right, earlier on we put the product weight is to 5 kg. So shipping weight, let's say, would be 5 kg, 200 grams, because we want to make sure that we're adding the packaging weight as well. Packaging dimensions, it's pretty standard. You know the dimensions of your product. Just write whatever you want, inches, say 250 by, this is the dimension of the box. uh, Minimum age requirement if you need to, but this is mainly for the products that are intended for age restricted and stuff. In this case, we won't stress out too much about that, and fill as much as you can fill over here. If you don't have anything, then you don't necessarily need to panic about that launch date. You can put launch date as today. We're launching it today. Release date, it's releasing right now. Safety warning, we don't need any safety warning for this one. Material type, you can just say steel, stainless steel. Um, yeah, if you want to add fabric type, you can add that one, and just fill as much as information as you can. Hello, Daddy. Hello, darling. So I want to go back to the variations and see if Daddy, what the problem is over here. Daddy, yes, darling. हम कल बुक लेके गए साथ में. Yes. So variations. I'll see what the problem is with the variations. Variations can be a little bit tricky, but let's have a look. Oh, here, over here. So you want to drag it down, and you want to select. Yeah, you have to select UPC number for every different variation, because this is your shop, and in your shop you want to categorize every different product individually. And if your product is all new, always write down new. If it's used, mention it's used. You can sell used product here as well. So I'll just get some UPC numbers. You will be using them all the time anyway. Um, and your price. So let's say we put, yes, darling, right. So put same price for all of your products, and then you can add the quantity, how many you have. For example, if I have 20, I'll put 20 of each. There is no recommended number. You can, it's up to you how much you want to source from the manufacturer, or if you are the manufacturer, then you can just write down how many you have. And then on this end, as you can see, the listing sort of started going red over here, because this UPC number is not valid, and it's exceeding more than 16 numbers. I'll see if we can get away with doing 16. It's, oh yeah, so that might do. Let's say, as you can see over here, it keeps saving itself. So don't panic if you haven't saved the changes. And same goes here. Just count 16. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. But I won't recommend you putting the UPC number just randomly, like what I have done, because then you'll realize you're selling someone else's product on your site. It will be a mess. So don't do that. Just buy some UPC numbers. It's not a big deal. They are cheap. Um, Select gray and we'll select black and red and green. So you can see all of the red stuff has disappeared. That means we are doing it right. And more information, more detail, as you can see, it's coming up as red. 4 errors before submitting your listing. Okay, so we need to fix that one up. Uh, we'll see if it will allow us to do that in centimeters. This is just random anyway, it's not a big deal. Because I'm doing it for the demonstration purpose, but you are likely to be doing it for real. So make sure that you know what your packaging dimensions are going to be, or you can always ask your supplier how big is the product. In worst case scenario, if your supplier does not have the information, then you need to get an understanding based on the similar sort of packaging uploaded on Amazon already. But let's say centimeters. So that's all sorted. As long as you put the right numbers in there, it will sort itself out. Again, as you can see, there are some errors coming up over here, and I guess the errors would be the UPC numbers. See, I'm right. Over here, you can see that this is not a valid number, and like I said, UPC is not a big deal. You can always put the UPC number over here, but I don't want to waste my UPC numbers for now, since I'm not going to sell this product straight away or at this point of time. Therefore, I'll say leave the comments and see how you like this video, and if you have any other questions or anything that you want to discuss, feel free to leave some comments underneath there. And I wish you all the best. Thank you for watching. Have a good one. Bye.